I thought it was a pretty well-played game by our guys. We were able to keep possession pretty well, and LSU are a solid side. Again, runners-up in the SEC. If you count us into the teams from the SEC that got into the NCAA Tournament, then that would be 9, which is the most of any of the conferences. So, when we saw that our draw was against the number 2 seed from that conference, it kind of raised our eyebrows like, oh boy, here we go. And I think Brian does a great job with that program. Kevin does a great job with that program, and it's going to be we knew it was going to be a tough game, but that said, getting the early goal 8 minutes in, I think allowed our players to breathe, and then as the game went on, I thought we got stronger and stronger. Questions?
Merritt, can you just talk about setting up that first goal? Their coach talked about a lot of energy. It seemed like that's what you guys used, especially early for you on getting that ball over to the middle.
Yeah, I think at that point we were feeding off a lot of energy. Our team came out the first 15-20 minutes, and I think we completed almost every pass we tried to make. So with doing that, we got our confidence, and Katy Perry got a ball and saw the opening, played the ball through, and my girl had stepped up, and I was like, I just need to get to the ball, and if I can, I'm going to play it across. And Kelly or Nora, I know, can finish that ball, one time. And Kelly was there and made a great finish. Credit to her, great finisher, and especially to be a freshman in that situation, be able to put that ball away with such ease. It's a credit to her and to this team and to this program.
Bri, can you talk about? It seemed like you guys, especially after the first goals, like you guys were just playing freely almost, and the confidence just every minute it got higher and higher.
Yeah, we've had great weeks of practice leading up to this point, and then I think just winning the Big 12 tournament was just a huge confidence booster. And I mean, we've been playing the entire season together, and it's just been a great time for us, and we're just in stride right now. And I mean, I think even before that goal, we are all settled in. There's a lot of seniority on this team, and then there's also a lot of freshmen that have totally stepped up, like Merritt was saying, with Kelly Minogue and Megan Strait and all the other freshmen. And so we're just enjoying playing with each other right now, and we just look really good, and we're all very confident in each other, and we believe in each other.
Was it nice getting that? I think Virginia's won, so I'm going to ask if it was nice finishing. You're both seniors finishing at home like this. It was such a good game.
Yeah, hopefully we continue our senior year for a little bit longer, but to have a game here is, one, it's huge in the NCAAs to be set up and be here and have a crowd like this. But it was fun. It was fun to come out and, really stick it to a team that is ranked pretty high and is a great program, have great coaches, have great players, but to come out and, get a 4-0 win and to head to Virginia feels good.
Not having a loss on Ellis Field in a while feels good too. So.
Yeah, and I don't know what was the attendance? Do we know?
We haven't found out yet.
Yeah, it was full. I mean, from what we could see, it was really full, and the students were there. Our regular drum line wasn't able to play during, wasn't able to play as much as they usually can, but it didn't need to because the energy coming off the crowd was great. A beautiful night, and for us playing on this surface is a special thing. We went to San Antonio for the Big 12 tournament, and that field has a big crown, longer grass than we typically play on, and a lot of physical play. And it's even with that, we scored a lot of goals. But when we got the ball here, we can really spray the ball around. Bri does a great job in that holding midfield role of changing the point of attack and moving balls back and forth. And so to score a couple goals from the run of play, 2 goals from the run of play, the one that Merritt played across for Kelly Minogue, and that's 19 goals now, I think, on the season for Kelly, which is a new freshman record for us, which is really saying something because that breaks a record of Ashley Pistorius, who broke a record of Bryn Blaylock, who are both All-American National Player of the Year types. really speaks well for her. And then the fourth goal that was a through ball played by Lindsay Gnatzig over the top that Annie was able to collect and finish in a composed style was great. But we haven't scored as many goals as we usually do off of restarts. So to get 2 goals off of restarts tonight, I think that's a good sign for us, and again, a sign that we're getting better and better and better at all facets of the game.
Or did you just look at Beth and say send it up the same way? Because it looked like almost the same ball, just from the other side.
Yeah, we were actually talking at halftime because right before I came out, I had gotten my head on the ball off her corner kick, and I was like, we're so close to the Bri Beth connection again. And she's like, okay, I'll play it in again to you. And then, so Megan got the first one, but I'll let her have that one. And then, so Beth just served it in again, and it was a great ball. She had great balls in from the corners tonight, and I just beat my player, and luckily it went in.
Did you feel like you guys had a chance in the air against them with their keeper only being 5'4", 5'5"?
Yeah, we thought that was a clear advantage for us. We don't have an extraordinarily tall team with the exception of Annie. But we do have some players who are game at going up and challenging for balls and winning balls. And you talk about the Beth, the Bri connection. I mean, that goes back not just the 4 years that they've been here, but their youth career as well, winning a national championship at that level. So there's a lot of little connections like that run through this team.
Kind of looked like on Megan's header that she almost used one of her teammates to get up even higher, did she? Or
I don't know. Sometimes you
I
think
know she can get up high.
She was just hanging. I was from the side, and it was like she was up there for like 5 seconds. I was like, that. She doesn't get a head on that, or that doesn't go in. I might have to hit her.
She really, I mean, they called a foul against her, and I wasn't sure if it was just that he was shocked at how high she jumped on the goalkeeper, that she must have used something illegal to get that high, and, so that was we weren't sure what the call was on that, but she got another chance at it again. Beth with some great serves.
Sigh of relief when they didn't score in that first minute or two, because they broke free there. That was about the one time that they really broke free for the whole game.
Broke free. They had another chance late in the first half. And they're really good at making these slashing runs from deep that you've got to be conscious of with our midfield and our back line communicating. And it was one of those things where we talked about at halftime that this game is really close to being just turned on its head, just from one silly mistake. And we didn't mention mistake, but something like that could have easily done. So, to go out and to get to get that other goal, the second goal in the 72nd minute, again, that was this huge sigh of relief. And again, from that point on, it was kind of cruise control as far as the way that we were able to move the ball and then score 2 more.
I feel like you put pressure on them too. I mean, like you looked like you were chasing down the ball well, that they didn't have time with it to think what they wanted to do.
Yeah, I thought a lot of players had really good games. Like Katy Perry had a really good performance today. Katie Hamilton came in and really gave us some real quality of possession as well as pressure. And then when you talk about our team, we lead the nation in scoring. We scored 4 goals again tonight. We've scored 4 goals against a lot of good teams this year, and and it typically isn't just one person scoring the goals. Just like you see tonight, 4 goals from 4 different players, with assists coming from different places on the field.
And one of the ones I thought Nora played a really good game, especially the first half. She had a lot of energy and
she's been
put pressure.
Nora, just like Merritt and Bri were saying, that this team is playing really well right now. Even at the early portions of the season when we were struggling, we were 1-3, I think, at the start of the season. And again, we're still discovering each other and making some deadly mistakes that obviously this team has learned from and aren't making those mistakes again. But even at that, we were getting better and better and better, and the team continues to get better and better and better each week. And for 2 seniors up here, you want those weeks to continue as long as possible. The good news is that we haven't hit that peak yet. We continue to improve and to get stronger. Now, in our next game, whether it's against Virginia Tech from the ACC or whether it's the champions of the Big East, West Virginia, it's going to be a very, very, very tough game, and it'll be played up in their part of the country. So we've had some big road wins already this season. This will be another big challenge for us.
Anyone else have anything?
Any player in particular that has really come along here later on?
Well, at the start of the season, I was honestly worried if Beth West was going to play for us this year, and I was worried if Bri Young was going to be able to play this year. Both of them, when we looked at that rough start to us in the early part of the season, neither one of those guys were in. Bri recovering from knee surgery at the end of last season, and then she had another procedure done at the start of this calendar year. Beth, who had knee surgery and hip surgery, and there was real concerns on if they were even going to play again. And you can see from tonight they can play. And these are two international level players who have represented the United States at many levels, and getting those guys back into the mix to go along with the talent that Merritt and Kelly and Annie and our great defense has been a big part of the buildup. The other part of it is Jordan Day in goal is clearly our most improved player. I don't know if there's any arguments with that.
No.
And with our goalkeeper coming of age fast and learning a lot of things, really, really quickly, that's raised the level of confidence of everybody playing in front of her. And again, now I think Merritt might know, but I think Meredith might know. Maybe we've shut out 7 of our last 8 opponents or something like that. So again, that's a pretty good sign of a team that's playing with some confidence.
Yeah, I say your headers, you might not have got to them if Jordan was on the other end. The way she gets, the way she's in the air.
No, she is phenomenal in the air. And again, it's, I was early on in the season, I felt really bad for her because it was such a drastic change from where the level she had played at to where she is. But we always knew that she was really special, especially in any kind of aerial ball. She is absolutely phenomenal. And I've worked with some of the best goalkeepers in college history, and none of them are better than Jordan in the air. And that's quite a statement.
I think it's also a credit to Jordan. I don't think we know, or a lot of people know how much work she puts in off the field or out of practice or before practice. I mean, the girl has really stepped up, and one of my favorite freshmen. I mean, she has a smile on her face all the time, but it hasn't come from just luck. It's been hours and hours on the field, so we appreciate it. I know Bri and I completely, to help our senior year go farther, it's because of Jordan, a lot of it, and our defense and everyone else. But
If you're the first person off on the field and the last person off, I mean, that just shows that you care. And she seriously has stepped up immensely for this team, and we have so much confidence when the ball gets back to her because we know that she's going to keep it out of the goal.
That stat was 6 of the last 7 and 8 of the last 10 for shutouts.
So I guess it's paid off.